morning, KU. I'm Grace.
And I'm Evan. And it is Tuesday, and we are still reeling from the events of this past Friday night. Of course, everyone's still talking about it. We had Late Night in the Fog, which I think was a great night.
No, I had so much fun. Did you end up camping for that?
I actually didn't. I did get tickets from someone, but, you know, my friends, I was in a camping group.
Yeah.
This week I didn't camp, but there was a lot of people camping. Did you camp?
Yeah, I did not end up camping either, so I
Gotcha.
was pretty far in the back. How close were you to all the Snoop Dogg action?
Well, I was actually sitting not in the student section. I was kind of in the center court section with a few friends. So we were there, so we had a view of everything. But, you know, it was intense, but it was awesome.
Yes. No, me and my friends had so much fun, and we really enjoyed Snoop Dogg's performance as opposed to some of the general public of Lawrence. But
I thought it was one of the greatest concerts I have ever been to. It was really enjoyable.
He was quite the performer. He had a lot of energy. He just
put
was
on a
having
good
so
show.
much fun. He was really being himself. He was being authentically himself. And what else can we ask for from Snoop Dogg?
I mean,
right.
What else
can KU
It would have been a
ask for?
controversy if he didn't have any of the things he brought. Because it's Snoop Dogg. What do you expect? That's what comes with it. But I know a lot of people don't have the same reactions as us.
Unfortunately not. I think, you know, as students, as young college kids, we can kind of appreciate performances like that, and we can, you know, think it's funny and joke around with it. But I do acknowledge that, you know, some of the more family-oriented crowds were maybe a little offended by Snoop Dogg's performance.
Yeah, so we had obviously we had the basketball scrimmages, and then they cleared the court, and then, you know, we were all sitting there, and then looks like Snoop Dogg's graphics were put on the big screen and everything, and then of course you saw the polls rolled out, and so everyone was like, okay, all right, and so you had the polls.
And our dude, Bill Self, actually had to walk around those polls.
Yes, he came out and introduced Snoop Dogg when you had the polls, and then you had the acrobatic dancers walking out. So they came out, and, you know, that was whatever. And then
definitely, you know, it was a foreshadow for the events to come.
Yeah, so everyone was like, okay, raised eyebrows a little bit, and then, of course, the concert happened. He put on a good show. He's a great performer. But, you know, a lot of people didn't have the same, you know, after the concert. The crowd was wild during the concert, let me say. And then after the concert, kind of, is when the news started to break.
Right, Twitter blew up. I know. I enjoyed seeing all the different Twitter memes.
Memes, people ranting, people praising, all the Barstool mentions and all over.
Right. And as Bill Self said, bad publicity is better than no publicity.
You know, he did say that at the beginning of the show, which is kind of ironic. But, you know, he did have a press conference after where
he said that he actually didn't have knowledge of the raunchiness of the performance, which is a little hard to believe.
I mean, I get what he means. He said he thought it was going to be radio edited. Obviously, it wasn't. But yesterday was media day for the women's basketball, and of course, head coach Brandon Schneider was remarking on that. He was asked about late night performance of Snoop Dogg and the controversy that it created. After hearing the question, he politely declined to answer.
Wow.
Well, I appreciate you being here today, but to me, this is Women's Basketball Media Day. It's really the only kickoff to our season, and I'll answer any questions that have to do with our student athletes and our upcoming season, but really don't have any comments, you know, about that beyond it.
So, you know, not much comment from him. I know Bill Selfs had a little more to say about that. He just once again talked about how it was supposed to be radio edited, and, you know, he wasn't expecting that. Of course, that's not what he said anyone in the athletic department would want to happen, but I know the athletic director, Jeff Long, did have this similar kind of thing to say.
And he did put out a formal apology about everything, and also kind of had a similar view to Bill Self, and the fact that he said that they did not understand exactly what acrobatic dancers was implying there. So, I mean, what can you do? It happened.
I mean, yeah, you could have just done a Google search of Snoop Dogg and you would have seen what comes with it. You would have thought someone did that, but, you know, it just puts into question the future of late night events. I know people are talking about how, I did read an article where Bill Self originally this year wanted something, a country type singer like Darius Rucker or whatever. Obviously that didn't happen, but, you know, the future of late night.
And obviously this is only my second Late Night in the Fog as a KU student, but I know in the past it's been very rapper heavy. So it will be very interesting to see what happens next year. Is it going to be another rapper? as that trend has continued, or are they going to bring in someone a little more PG, like a country artist?
You don't know, and especially
know?
if they do decide to bring on someone more PG, will the fan base go down? Will they not see as much? I mean,
That's interesting. Yeah, I definitely think, you know, the main audience of Late Night Out of the Fog is obviously college kids. So I definitely think they want more of a rapper-based artist. But
Right.
obviously, you know, after this year's events, that definitely could change.
It did. It was all. This story is grabbing national attention. It was on the Daily Mail, covered it. I did see an international article about it.
Yes.
So it's just shocking that we had the NCAA drama
Oh, yes.
last week and still obviously present the rest of this year, and in the future it will be, and now we have this. So it's just like, you know, our name's getting out there, but
Right,
you know, like
rock
you
chalk.
said, good publicity or
Bad publicity is better than
is
no publicity.
exactly. So it's like, what can you do?
Yes. What can you do?
All
right, guys.
yeah.
Well, thanks for talking to us and listening to what we have to say. We're going to actually take a little break, and we're going to hit you with some news updates.
We'll be right back. Thank you.